K-cider or Frosty Jacks or any of those other monstrous things you see for £2 for about 5 litres.
Are you going down the balls out of contradiction angle here, Richard?
You'll find that the ingredient number 1, sugar.
Yes.
Number 1, water. Number 2, sugar. Number 3, methanol.
Methanol is methylated spirits, Richard.
Indeed.
Yes, and is a product that's used in the production of alcohol on the sly. It's, people make these knockoff alcoholic drinks. They will inevitably be using some small amount of methanol. In the mass production of alcohol, you can have the cheapest, nastiest Aldi Brita. There will not be a trace of methanol.
I'm very sceptical. Alcohol, positive points. It certainly improves my performance between the sheets. Yes,
absolutely. Yes, what can be wrong with that?
As long as you don't overdo it.
Can I ask you about how it improves? Am I allowed to ask such a question?
You can. Duration, Nathaniel.
Duration, yes.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Keeps the wolf from the door.
Keeps the wolf from the door. Nothing wrong with
that. I think many movies are made more sufferable as a result.
And people.
Music can sound better.
Yes.
It opens up the creative part of the brain.
Is that the truth?
You listen to the Beatles, Nathaniel. They would never have been anywhere near as good as they were without alcohol.
I'm not sure that they were drunk when they were getting creative, Richard. I think that was an altogether different experience. But
I do have one final thought, really.
Right.
On alcohol. I feel that it should only be available for the elite in society.
Right.
It should be a privilege that very few can afford.
Well, you've already said yourself, how would the working class manage to drink themselves to death then?
Oh, we'd find other ways. We'd find other ways, other activities for them.
Right.
Put them to work somewhere.
Well, maybe you could engage in some kind of like badger baiting or something. You could have working class baiting, where you've got like assembly line worker versus dustman.
Yeah.
And you've got the tops all gathered round and they're betting on it.
That's a really
providing
good idea.
Entertainment as well, isn't it?
I quite like the idea of reintroducing the gladiatorial arenas.
Right.
The huge amphitheatres. With the elite sat around. Obviously, they'd be indoors these days. They're much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. Just get the working class fighting to the death.
Of course, they'd love it, wouldn't they? As long as they, one of them got paid.
As long as they got paid. As long as they got some pie and mash.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of it, with a bit of gravy. There's no problem. Although it's victimless, isn't it, really?
Absolutely victimless, yeah.
No problem at all. I'm glad you agree with that.
I'm fully in support.
Have you got anything else to say about alcohol?
Yes, one thing.
Go on.
Very interesting substance, Richard, in so much that in moderation it's generally very beneficial. As soon as you start to get into excessive levels, it's incredibly destructive. I find that quite paradoxical almost.
Are you talking physiologically?
Yes, physiologically, yes.
But that's true of everything.
No, not necessarily. It's a lot slower burning with other things, Richard.
You're right. There's other things it takes more of.
Yes.
But it is true of absolutely everything. Everything in sufficient quantities is a poison.
You're right. That is true. But it's particularly severe in alcohol.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I do agree.
And I find that an interesting facet about it.
Yes.
So that's probably like a boring point to end on. Do you want to perk things up a little bit, Richard?
Well, I've got. I've remembered to do the take the notes in the morning.
Ah, the notes. Yes.
Now, last time, listeners, Nathaniel seemed most unimpressed with my efforts because what I did was I thought I was following his instructions, and I was just jotting down things like the temperature when I went to bed and woke up. But you weren't happy with that, were you, Nathaniel?
It could have been done better.
So what I've done, I've just written down pretty much the first thought that came into my head as I woke up.
And you're going to share this now for us, are you?
I've got a whole week's worth.
Right.
I did it from the Tuesday to the Monday.
Okay.
It's a week out of date. I hope that doesn't make any difference.
No, that's sure. As long as you were depressed when you did it.
It seems like you're wallowing in my misery. So here we go. Tuesday. If I had to have a baby, I would prefer it to be delivered by caesarean section.
Okay. That's
Wednesday.
I'll go on finishing yet.
Go on, you can comment if you like.
No, go on. I'd rather carry on.
Wednesday. There are faces at the window, watching me as I sleep. I am afraid. Thursday. Michael Myers is only a fictional character. Friday. Still soft. My penis is still soft and lifeless. I am despair. Saturday. Nothing of note occurred. Nothing to report. Sunday. He stands over me, tall, masculine, his throbbing man muscle pointing at me accusingly. I feel fear. Monday. The pillow is warm and soft. I enjoy nuzzling my face into the soft fabric, sucking some of the material of the pillowcase into my mouth, sucking hard, forcefully, imagining it as a woman's nipple, hoping that milk will spurt forth and gush down my throat in a white, foamy broth. There we are.
Wow, that's pretty random stuff, was you?
What do we think of that, Nathaniel?
That's pretty random. I was anticipating something of a common theme. What with your, obviously, depressed nature at the moment, and I've been for a few weeks, I would have thought it would have brought about a more consistent reaction, but clearly not.
No.
That's somewhat hard to get a handle on, Richard. It's very interesting to hear, but I'm not sure I can offer any immediate solutions without due thought.
Right. Do you want me to send you a copy?
I think I need to, yeah. I need to cast my analytical eye over what's been said.
All right,
and
no problem. I'll send you a copy. And what I want for next week's episode,
yes,
I want you to break it down.
Yes.
And I want you to explain point by point what's going on in my mind.
I'll gladly do that for you, Richard.
If you could.
It'd be an absolute pleasure.
Right. You don't mind, do you, Nathaniel? I don't want to put you out.
I genuinely don't mind. It'd be a pleasure to see if I can bring something positive out of these thoughts for you.
Well, I'll send that over as soon as we're done with the episode.
Okay. I look forward to receiving it.
So I guess unless you've got anything further to say, we're about coming to the end, I think, aren't we?
I think we've reached the end.
I've enjoyed it. As much as I can enjoy anything at the moment.
Well, you sound perky, you sound lively, you've got back into your passionate frame of thinking, Richard. I think the signs are good. I'm distressed to hear that you know that you were troubled by the movie selection this week. Well, yes, I was. I'm keen not to delve back into that subject matter, if you don't mind.
No. But I'm just expressing a little bit of concern. Are you going to be okay?
I'll be okay. It just blocked my flow somewhat.
What you got planned?
For what?
For the next couple of days.
I haven't got much planned, Richard, actually. I haven't even thought about what I'm going to be doing with myself. I'll live my life from moment to moment. Let spontaneity be my god.
All right.
And yourself?
I'm going to try and get my treadmill up to 5 miles an hour.
Right.
That's my main aim over the next couple of days. I've got the entire Planet of the Apes box set to work through.
Right.
I'm going to watch them.
Let's hope you can venture outdoors.
I'll try and pop to the shops, I think. I've had no milk in the house for 3 days, so I might go and try and get myself a bottle of milk tomorrow.
Yeah, that's probably advisable.
Yeah, well, thanks, Nathaniel.
Yeah, good working with you.
Thanks for spending time with me this evening.
You're very welcome, likewise.
And let's do it again next week, eh?
Let's do it again next week.
I'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.